Okay, guys, so today we are going to react to Mike Tyson snaps on a plane. So I guess the backstory here is there was this guy, and you can watch the full video on TMZ. He was like being obnoxious and he was intoxicated. Big coincidence there, right? I mean, this is why it's not a good idea to get drunk all the time, people. I'm not saying you can't drink, but being intoxicated and being obnoxious never goes well. It doesn't end well. So again, dude was super intoxicated and I guess was like basically giving Mike a annoying him. I don't even know if he was giving him a hard time. It sounded like, from what I saw on TMZ, he got a photo with Mike, him and his friend did, before this all went down, but he kept like harassing him essentially. Now, I used to work as a doorman, and like drunk people annoyed the living hell out of me. So this does not surprise me because you deal with nothing but completely belligerent, hammered people who make no sense and they smell terrible, and they'll get right in your face and be like breathing on you, and it's literally the worst because they have that intoxicated breath and it's just disgusting. So this is also when I was on trend, so I had a very short leash with these people. I didn't like start fights with everybody, but I just was like completely irritated and annoyed all the time by drunk people like getting too close and wanting to like hug me and stuff and just like being weird because that's what they do. They just, you know how it is. So I understand, you know, how frustrating it can be when you're being harassed all the time by a drunk person. Um, let's watch what goes down, though. Let's watch what goes down. So obviously, this is Mike here. You can see his bald head, and he is just he was hitting the guy a little bit, and then somebody drops the freaking camera, and then he's throwing some short punches. Now, these punches, it's Mike Tyson. They're going to do damage. They're not going to do as much damage though because he's not able to wind up at all. These are very short punches. So I saw the picture of the guy. Didn't look like he got messed up too bad. He was bloodied a little bit. He's probably got a good lawsuit on his hands from all this. But again, these are short punches. They're not like doing all sorts of damage. And I think Mike just got fed up. That said, I've like I said, I've been around these drunk people on trend, high doses, and you can't do this. Like, this is a bad way to handle it. Obviously, Mike has a history of like anger issues, but trying to clock the dude is probably not the right call, especially on an airplane. I don't know. They might have a longer leash with him as far as you know what happens punishment wise, but he's looking at probably a lawsuit. And typically, you do something like this on an airline, you're going to be banned from the airline. So this was like JetBlue, I think. So if this happened to any layman, they'd probably be banned from the airport or from the airplane, the flight people or whatever. So just not a good look and not the proper way to handle it. But it's interesting because even like being on tons of trend, I knew like you can't just like randomly punch people. Like as a doorman, our rule was back in the day, it was like unless someone swings on you, you can absolutely not swing on them or instigate a fight. It's like only until you get swung on is it fair game to fight back. So assuming the guy didn't like punch him first, I don't know if he did. I don't know enough details. I've just seen what I've seen. But assuming the guy didn't like poke him in the face or punch him first, you probably don't want to respond this way. But it's a bad situation all around. This is why being in the spotlight, being harassed is not fun. And the guy shouldn't have been belligerently drunk either. That's not a good look. But I'm sure more details will emerge in the coming days, and this is my take on it. So if you like the video, like, subscribe, and comment for the sake of growing the channel. I appreciate you guys. I'm out.